She left her house that morning carrying her baby boy on her back, dressed in her NYSC khaki, stepping into a day she believed would end like every other, but it never did. What happened to 25-year-old Stephanie Terungwa on the morning of April 14, 2022 in Abuja, Nigeria, is the kind of story that will make you question who you trust, what you accept from people, and how a single act of jealousy can erase a life that was only just beginning. This is not fiction. Every name, every location, every detail you are about to hear is real. And by the time this story ends, you will understand just how dangerous obsession can be and how it can wear the face of someone who smiles at you, sends you gifts, and calls you family. Let us go back to the beginning. Stephanie Tsembe Terungwa grew up as the first child of her mother, one of only 2 children in their home. She attended secondary school in Kaduna State, where she lived with her parents, but life, as it often does, brought change. After the passing of her father, Stephanie and her family relocated to Benue State. Yet, grief did not slow her down. If anything, it pushed her forward. Stephanie was determined. She enrolled at the Federal University of Agriculture, Makurdi, where she studied microbiology. She was the kind of student who showed up, who worked hard, who did not make excuses. And when she finally graduated with her degree, her family celebrated. They were proud. They had every reason to be. After graduation came the next big step, the mandatory 1-year National Youth Service Corps program, known in Nigeria simply as NYSC. It is a program that sends young graduates across the country, placing them in states far from home, asking them to serve their nation. It is a rite of passage, a milestone, the moment when a young Nigerian steps fully into adulthood. When Stephanie received her call-up letter and saw that she had been posted to Abuja, Nigeria's capital city, she was overjoyed. And the reason was not just about opportunity or experience, though those things mattered. The reason was personal. Abuja was where Edward Achadu lived. Edward Achadu was more than a friend to Stephanie. He was the father of her child, a boy she had been raising, a boy Edward celebrated publicly on social media when the little one turned 1 year old. By the time Stephanie arrived in Abuja, her son was 1 year and 7 months old, full of life, unaware of the world he had been born into. Edward welcomed Stephanie into his 1-bedroom apartment in the Lokogoma area of Abuja. He took care of her. He took care of their son. They were building something together, not perfect, but real. And Edward's family had already embraced her. His mother approved. His sister, who lived abroad, had reportedly reached out and sent gifts, clothes, bags, perfumes, making Stephanie feel like she truly belonged. Stephanie had a routine. She attended her community development service meetings called CDS, which are compulsory gatherings for corps members serving in a particular area. She reported to her place of primary assignment. She took care of her son. She was doing everything right. But somewhere else in Abuja, in a quiet apartment along Oguta Lake Street in the upscale Maitama district, a woman was watching all of this and hating every second of it. Her name was Jennifer Tsembe. She was 26 years old and she was Edward Achadu's former girlfriend. Jennifer and Edward had been together before Stephanie came into the picture, but that relationship had problems. Edward's family, especially his mother and his sister abroad, were reportedly uncomfortable with Jennifer's lifestyle and did not approve of the relationship. It did not go anywhere. And then came Stephanie with her quiet determination, her university degree, her warmth, and eventually a pregnancy that changed everything. Edward's family did not hesitate. They embraced Stephanie. They visited her family. They made plans. And Edward's sister, the one who lived overseas and had not approved of Jennifer, was now sending expensive gifts to this new woman in Edward's life. For Jennifer, this was not just heartbreak. This was humiliation. This was the story of being replaced, and not just replaced, but replaced by someone the family celebrated. Every time she saw Edward's posts about his son, every birthday photo, every milestone, it was salt in a wound that had never healed. And in Jennifer's mind, only one thing could fix this. Stephanie had to go. Now, before we go further, I want you to pause for a second. Think about this story. Think about Stephanie, this young woman who had done nothing wrong. She studied hard, she served her country, she loved her child, and she had no idea that someone out there had already decided her time was up. Drop a comment right now. Tell me, at what point in this story do you think Stephanie was in the most danger? Was it before she even arrived in Abuja, or was it the moment she trusted the wrong person? Write your answer below. I read every comment. What Jennifer Tsembe did next was not the kind of thing you do in a moment of anger. It was not a heated argument that went too far. What she did was calculated. It was patient. It was cold. She planned it step by step, like someone who had already made peace with what they were about to do. Jennifer's biggest problem was this: she could not go after Stephanie directly. If anything happened to Stephanie, Edward would suspect her immediately. He knew they were former partners. He knew there was bad blood. So Jennifer needed to stay invisible. She needed to be somewhere else entirely, at least in Stephanie's mind. And that is when she had her idea. Edward's real sister, the one who lived abroad and had been sending Stephanie gifts, had not been calling home regularly. She would go months without contact. It was not unusual. People get busy. Life abroad is demanding. But Jennifer saw this gap as an opportunity. She created a fake social media account. She used the name of Edward's sister. She set it up carefully with just enough information to seem real. And then she began talking to Stephanie. Think about how this felt from Stephanie's side. Here was this woman she had been hearing about, the sister-in-law who sent her gifts, who accepted her into the family, now messaging her directly. There was no reason to be suspicious. The real sister had not been in frequent contact, so there was no comparison to make. And the messages felt warm, genuine, supportive. Jennifer was patient. She did not rush. Over weeks, she kept the conversations going. She sent actual gifts, perfumes, clothes, expensive bags, all while pretending to be Edward's sister. Every gift was not a gesture of love. It was a brick in a wall she was building around Stephanie, a wall called trust. She deliberately avoided voice calls and video calls. She knew her voice and her accent would immediately give her away, so she kept everything to text, careful, controlled, invisible. Then came the final promise. Jennifer, still posing as Edward's sister, told Stephanie she was sending her a brand new iPhone, a gift, a surprise. All Stephanie needed to do was go and pick it up from a logistics delivery location. That location was Jennifer's own residence in the Maitama district of Abuja. By this time, she had already brought two men into her plan. Their names were Monday Simon, also known as Black, a 36-year-old man, and Solomon Abu, 35. Both lived in the same Oguta Lake area of Maitama, where Jennifer stayed. According to investigators, Jennifer had shared her story with these men, her heartbreak, her anger at Edward for moving on, her desire to get him back. The men reportedly told her to let go and move on, but when she refused, they allegedly suggested an alternative: kidnap Stephanie, hold her, and demand a ransom from Edward. Use the money as compensation for the time and emotion Jennifer felt she had lost. Jennifer agreed to the plan. At least that is what she told the men. But Jennifer had her own plan, one she never shared with Monday Simon and Solomon Abu. On the morning of April 14th, 2022, Stephanie left her home in Lokogoma with her 1-year, 7-month-old son. She called Edward, who had already gone to work, to let him know she was stepping out for her CDS meeting. Her voice was calm. There was nothing unusual about the call. Edward told her to take care. He expected to see her when he got back home. Stephanie attended her CDS meeting. Her fellow corps members saw her there. Everything was normal. But the moment the meeting ended, Stephanie did not go straight home. She had something to do first. She was going to pick up her package, the iPhone that Edward's sister had sent her. She made her way to the delivery address in Maitama. It was a well-kept building, a quiet, respectable-looking area. Nothing about it looked dangerous. When she stepped into the compound, she was not greeted by a delivery man. She was seized. Monday Simon and Solomon Abu had been waiting. They grabbed Stephanie, tied her hands, tied her legs, and covered her mouth so she could not scream. Her son, her 1-year-old baby boy, was taken from her. According to later reports, the child was eventually deposited at Holy Trinity Catholic Church in Abuja, where a call was made to one of Edward's relatives to go and pick him up. The men believed their job was done.
They had secured Stephanie inside the building. Now Jennifer would call Edward, demand a ransom, collect the money, and that would be it. They walked away. But Jennifer did not call Edward. This is the moment I need you to stop and do something. If you are watching this video and you are not yet subscribed to Trem Crime Zone, please do it right now. Hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications. Here's why. Every week we bring you true crime stories from Nigeria and across Africa. Not just headlines, full investigations, full stories, the kind of details the news skips, the kind of truth that changes how you see the world. If this story is hitting you hard, there are more like it and you don't want to miss them. Subscribe now. It takes 2 seconds and it means everything to this channel. Back to Jennifer. The moment the men left, Jennifer reached for something she had been holding onto for a long time, a gallon of acid. Investigators said she had acquired it and kept it hidden, waiting for the right moment. She poured it on Stephanie. The corrosive substance burned through everything it touched: Stephanie's face, her skin, her identity. Investigators will later say her body was so badly damaged that visual identification was almost impossible. Jennifer did not stop there. She removed Stephanie's personal belongings, her phone, her ID cards, anything that could tell investigators who this person was. Stephanie Terungwa, a 25-year-old graduate, a NYSC corps member, a mother, a daughter, was gone, ended, erased, not in a moment of rage, but in a deliberate, calculated act carried out by a woman who had been planning it for weeks. The remains were later found in the Lokogoma area of Abuja, though initial reports placed the discovery in Maitama. The body was still wearing Stephanie's NYSC khaki trousers, the only clue left behind. That uniform, that green and khaki that every young Nigerian corps member wears as they step into their year of service. It was all that identified her.
When Edward Achadu returned from work that evening, the apartment was quiet. Stephanie was not there. He was not immediately alarmed. She had gone out for CDS and sometimes meetings ran long. He tried calling her. The phone rang out. He tried again. Nothing. Her line was unreachable. He told himself it was the battery. He told himself she would walk through that door any minute. But the minutes stretched into hours. The apartment stayed quiet, and Edward's heart began to sink. He reached out to one of Stephanie's fellow corps members, a friend who had been at the same CDS meeting. The friend confirmed that yes, Stephanie was there. She attended the meeting, but she left immediately after it ended. She was in a hurry. She did not say where she was going. That was the last confirmed sighting of Stephanie Tsembe Terungwa. Edward contacted Stephanie's mother. He told her that Stephanie had not come home. He tried to stay calm as he said it, but there is no calm way to deliver that kind of news to a mother. Stephanie's family reported her missing to the police that same evening. A formal search began on April 15, 2022. The NYSC coordinator for Abuja got involved immediately. The organization filed a complaint with the Commissioner of Police. A corps member was missing. She had a child. She had been seen that morning, and then she had simply vanished. Meanwhile, something strange happened. One of Edward's relatives received a phone call. An unknown caller told that relative to go to Holy Trinity Catholic Church in Abuja and pick up Stephanie's baby. The child was found safe, sitting there, waiting, too young to explain anything about what had happened to her mother. The sight of that child alone without her mother told everyone that something terrible had happened. Days passed. The search continued. Abuja is a large city, and finding one missing person inside it is harder than it sounds. Social media posts spread the news of Stephanie's disappearance. People shared her photo. NYSC officials made public statements, but Stephanie did not come home. Then on April 27, 2022, a body was discovered. It was in the Lokogoma area of Abuja, not far from where Stephanie had been living. The remains were in NYSC khaki trousers. The face was destroyed beyond recognition. There were no identification documents, no phone, nothing personal left on the body. Whoever did this had worked very hard to make sure this person could not be identified, but the NYSC uniform spoke. The NYSC made a public statement. They confirmed that a body had been found dressed in NYSC khaki. They called on security agencies to help with identification. A statement from NYSC Director of Press and Public Relations, Eddie Megwa, confirmed the grim details. Advanced forensic and technical processes were used, and on April 29, 2022, the identity of the remains was confirmed. It was Stephanie Tsembe Terungwa.
state code number FC/21B/5807. Daughter, mother, graduate, corps member, gone at 25 years old. The news hit the country like a wave. Social media mourned. NYSC officials expressed shock. Corps members across Nigeria felt it personally because every one of them understood that the person in that khaki could have been them. When you wear that uniform, you carry the trust of your country, and the idea that someone could be hunted down and ended while wearing it was something no one wanted to believe. But it was true. And now the police had one question: who did this? I want you to do something right now. Before we get to the arrest and the confession, write the name Stephanie in the comment section. Just her name. Let her know she is not forgotten. Let this channel know that you are here and that this story matters to you. Every comment helps this video reach more people. Drop her name below. The investigation moved quickly once the identity was confirmed. On May 2nd, 2022, police arrested Edward Achadu along with 2 other individuals who had been in recent contact with Stephanie. They were taken in for questioning. Edward was not a suspect in the way you might think, but investigators needed to understand every person connected to Stephanie's final hours. As they dug into phone records and communications, something caught their attention. A phone that had been used to call one of Edward's relatives, the same call that directed the relative to go and collect Stephanie's baby from Holy Trinity Catholic Church, was traced back to Jennifer Tsembe. She was 26 years old. She lived on Oguta Lake Street in Maitama, and she was Edward's former girlfriend. She was arrested. Under questioning, Jennifer confessed, and as her words came out, Monday Simon, also known as Black, and Solomon Abu were also brought in. All 3 residents of the same Maitama address were paraded by the Federal Capital City Command on May 16, 2022. Commissioner of Police for the FCT, Commissioner Sunday Babaji, addressed journalists. He confirmed that Jennifer Tsembe had conspired with Monday Simon and Solomon Abu to abduct and end the life of Stephanie Terungwa. The motive, the commissioner said, was simple and horrifying. Jennifer wanted Edward Achadu for herself. She had watched him build a life with Stephanie. She had watched the family celebrations. She had watched the birthday posts and the happiness, and she had decided to destroy it. All 3 suspects, the commissioner said, voluntarily confessed their involvement.
Let us talk about what really happened in that apartment in Maitama on April 14, 2022. Because now that we know the full picture, the level of planning involved is hard to process. Jennifer Tsembe did not act on impulse. She did not snap one day and do something terrible. She built this plan over weeks, possibly months. She created a fake identity online. She used that identity to communicate with Stephanie regularly, long enough to build trust, long enough to make Stephanie comfortable. She sent real gifts. She made real promises. She studied the gap in communication between Edward's actual sister and the family, and she filled that gap with herself, a wolf dressed as a friend. The fake social media account, the gifts, the promise of an iPhone, the logistics delivery as a cover story. The 2 men waiting inside the building, the acid kept ready and waiting. Every single step had been thought through. And when Monday Simon and Solomon Abu believed they were helping with a kidnapping for ransom, a terrible thing on its own, they had no idea that Jennifer had never planned to call Edward for a ransom. She did not want money. She wanted Stephanie gone, permanently, without a trace. The acid was meant to erase Stephanie's identity so completely that no one would ever know whose the body belonged to. The removal of her phone, her documents, her personal items, all of it was designed to erase her from existence, not just take her life. It almost worked. If not for one small detail, Stephanie's NYSC khaki trousers, investigators might have had nothing to work with. That uniform, that symbol of service and youth and hope, became the single thread that connected the disfigured body to a missing person report. It was the thing Jennifer forgot to remove, and it changed everything. Jennifer Tsembe, Monday Simon, and Solomon Abu were formally charged to court in May 2022 following the conclusion of initial investigations. They faced charges of conspiracy, abduction, and murder. Under Nigerian law, murder carries the death penalty. As for Edward Achadu, he lost the mother of his child. His son, that little boy who was left at Holy Trinity Catholic Church while his mother was being destroyed, will grow up asking questions. He will want to know what happened, and someday, someone will have to tell him. Stephanie's remains were returned to her family. On June 30th, 2022, she was buried in her hometown of Mbakumbu, Mavikyov, in Ushongo local government area of Benue State. She was 25 years old. Her mother buried her firstborn child. Her family stood at a grave that should not exist for another 50 years. The NYSC local government inspector visited the family. He condemned what happened. He promised justice. He advised corps members across the country to move in groups, to be security conscious, to save distress call center numbers, and never to follow anyone, known or unknown, to an isolated location alone. Good advice, but none of it brings Stephanie back.
Now, let us take our lesson from this story, because there is a lot here that goes beyond just one terrible crime. The first lesson is about digital trust. Jennifer Tsembe never called Stephanie on the phone. She never appeared on video. She communicated entirely through text and sent physical gifts, and it worked. In today's world, many of us have people in our lives, people we talk to regularly, people we care about that we have never actually verified. A profile picture is not a face. A kind message is not proof of identity. Before you trust someone online, especially someone claiming to be a relative or authority figure, find a way to verify. Ask a question only they would know. Make a voice or video call. Do not let a gift replace your judgment. The second lesson is about following strangers to unknown locations. Stephanie was not naive. She was educated. She was careful. But she was following someone she trusted or thought she trusted, and she ended up in a location she did not know, with people she had no way to protect herself from. If you are ever asked to go somewhere unfamiliar to collect something or meet someone, let people know exactly where you are going. Send the address to a trusted friend. Better yet, bring someone with you. The few minutes it takes to do this could be the difference between coming home and not. The third lesson is about obsession. Jennifer Tsembe's obsession with Edward Akadu destroyed 3 lives: Stephanie's life, her own life, and it damaged the life of a child who did nothing wrong. Obsession is not love. Love does not plan, deceive, and destroy. When a relationship ends, the ending is painful, but it is real. The answer to heartbreak is never to chase it with violence. It never works, and it always costs more than you can ever pay back. The fourth lesson is for institutions. The NYSC program sends thousands of young Nigerians across the country every year. These are young men and women, many of whom are alone in new cities trying to find their way. Their safety must be taken seriously, not just in statements and condolence visits, but in real practical protection. Better tracking, better emergency response, better ways for corps members to report threats before they become tragedies. Stephanie Terungwa did everything right. She studied, she graduated, she answered her nation's call, she showed up to her CDS meeting, she looked forward to a gift she thought was coming from family. She did nothing wrong, and she paid for it with her life. That should not be something we accept. That should not be something we move past and forget. We here at Trem Crime Zone do not tell these stories for entertainment alone. We tell them because they are true. We tell them because the people in them were real. They had families, they had dreams, they had birthdays and favorite foods and people who loved them. And when their stories are forgotten, something important is lost. Stephanie Tsembe Terungwa was 25 years old. She was a graduate, she was a mother, she was somebody's daughter, somebody's sister, somebody's first child. She deserved to live a long, full life. She deserved to watch her son grow up. She deserved every future that was taken from her on that April morning in Abuja. Rest in peace, Stephanie. You are not forgotten here. Now, I want to hear from you. What part of this story hit you the hardest? Was it the way Jennifer planned everything from the beginning? Was it the fake social media account? Was it the little boy left alone at a church? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Tell me what you are feeling. Tell me what you think should happen to Jennifer Tsembe, Monday Simon, and Solomon Abu. This is a community and your voice matters here. If you are not yet subscribed to Trem Crime Zone, now is the time. We bring you the real stories, the full stories, the ones that are uncomfortable to hear but important to know. Hit subscribe, turn on your notifications, and share this video, because the more people who know Stephanie's story, the more her life continues to mean something. Stay safe, stay aware, and we will see you in the next story.